Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you how to put in hair extensions, or basically just show myself putting in my own hair extensions while I explain. But anyways, what I did, I had some curls in my hair extensions that had like mousse and hairspray and all that, so like they were a little bit crunchy. So I brushed them out and I unclipped all 3 clips. And you kind of just like pin up a little bit of your hair underneath and put it in like a bobby pin before you start pinning the first layer, and that way when you have your hair extensions all in, you don't see so many of those short hairs. And then you just clip the 3 clips starting from like right behind your ear to the middle, and then the second band that you get with the 3 clips, you're going to get the first clip overlapping the third clip of the other one so that there's no space in between and it just looks like your real natural hair when it's all behind you. And you just unclip them all, clip it on top of that other clip, and then put the other 2 clips in like normal right behind your other ear. And then while I'm doing this, it's going to take me about 14 minutes to do, so I figure why not talk about some stuff that I went through in my past, because why not? It's kind of like a therapy session in a way. So I guess I want to talk more about like my toxic relationship that I was in for like 3 months. And I honestly never thought I'd be in a toxic relationship, because I was like, oh no, no guy's gonna talk to me like that, no guy's gonna treat me like that, I am not ever gonna let that happen. But it did happen, because when it happens to you, it like hits you out of nowhere. Like, you're with your best friend, you're with somebody that you just adore, and you're like, oh my gosh, I could never see this guy ever treat me bad, he's the best. Yeah, so that kind of stuff like is a red flag. Like, if they're the best right away, like, yeah, that can happen sometimes where they're the best right away and they stay the best. Most of the time their true colors don't show until about 3 months, and if they don't show before the 3 months mark, you're probably fine. Like, you probably have about a month or so, and then if they really don't show anything bad, then okay, that's really how they are. But around 3 months is when people break up, because they start to show their true colors about 1.5 months to 2 months in, and then the breakup point is at 3 months because you're just tired of their shit. So anyways, this guy, he was like an alcoholic really bad, and it was crazy because sometimes when he was drunk, he was so nice, just like so over the top nice, and you would just like laugh at everything he'd say because he's just so funny and so like nice. And the way that I met him was that we were all at a party and we were drinking, and I was throwing up, and he was like catering to me even though I didn't even know who he was. And I was like, what the heck? He like got me water and a bag to throw up in and all this. So I thought he was really sweet to do that. Okay. And then fast forward a little bit and we started dating, and then he would get drunk a lot. Like, I was like, okay, we're just hanging out, we're gonna like watch a movie or something, just hang out at home. And he would be like getting blacked out drunk and just like doing really annoying crazy things. The least annoying would probably be he started trying to like rap over instrumental on YouTube, and I was like, dude, you shouldn't be rapping right now. This is kind of like, we're just chilling at home. Like, can you just stop rapping? But then the worst that he'd get is like screaming, yelling, calling me names, stuff like that. He called me everything under the sun that you can call somebody, that will hurt their feelings. And I was like, what the heck is wrong with you? Like, you're so nice when you're sober, and you're so mean when you're drunk. And so we get into like these arguments, these fights all the time, like every day it seemed like, to the point where like he would leave and he'd be like, I'm leaving, I'm going to my mom's, or I'm going to wherever. I don't even know if he actually even went to where he said he was going to go, but then he come back and he was like, I'm sorry, blah blah. And like, the thing about it is, he wasn't helping me with rent, he wasn't helping me with any bills. And I was like, dude, like, are you gonna like help with bills? Then he's like, oh yeah, I got a job coming up, I'm gonna go work with my dad. I was like, oh, okay, so you and your dad getting along now? Because the last thing I heard was that he hated his dad, and that his dad used to be really abusive and all this stuff. So I was like, oh, so you guys are rekindling your relationship, that's good. And so he went to go work with his dad. Well, he came home one time and he was like completely sunburned, like he had been out in the sun all day. And I was like, dang, what'd you guys do? And he's like, oh, we were working out in the sun. And I was like, oh, okay. And he was acting a little bit off, and I was like, are you okay? He's like, yeah, just dehydrated. I was like, okay. Here's some water, whatever. Well, then he's like, oh no, I'm just gonna drink because I feel I did a hard day's work. Let me just drink and I'll be fine. And I was like, oh God, okay. He worked hard. Let's just let him have a drink, you know? And so he drank and drank and drank and drank until probably the bottle was almost gone. And then he basically passed out in my hallway. And I had to like monitor him and put him on his side and stuff to make sure he's not gonna like die. And if it got really like worse or anything, then I was gonna call the ambulance because I was afraid he'd like pass out. I didn't know what to do. And I've been through this prior with like an ex best friend of mine where she got so drunk she passed out and I had to take her to the hospital. And so it kind of like triggered that trauma for me. And I was like, oh my God. Okay. So I just, did what I did best was caregive. And he ended up just like waking up and going to the bathroom. And I was like, okay, cool. He's awake. He's coherent. He's fine. He's not going to die. So then he was going to the bathroom, and in my bathroom at the time, the shower was like directly behind or in front of the toilet. So when he's standing up, going to the bathroom, the shower is behind him. Well, all of a sudden, and I was watching because I was making sure he's okay. I was like, are you good? Because he's like wobbling everywhere. And I was like, do you need help? Are you okay? And he's like, no, I'm good. And then he just completely falls backwards into the shower and brings the whole shower curtain rod, the shower curtain, everything down. And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, are you okay? And he's just like, oh, no, like just so out of it. I couldn't even understand anything he was saying. And then all of a sudden, I just smelled something that smelled like dog poop. And I was like, what the heck? And like, Chewy, did you just poop? And I look over and Chewy didn't poop. And I was like, what the hell? And then I was like, oh my God. And I said, babe, wake up. I think you pooped yourself. I don't know what to do. And I was just like, I'm not going to leave him there. He would not wake up at all. Like, he was blacked out. Like, couldn't get his attention at all. And I was like, oh my God. So I didn't want to leave him there, and I just felt really bad for him. So I was like, okay. So I took off, his pants and boxers, and I was like, I'm just going to hose him down. Didn't want him to, like, sleep in his shit. That's horrible. And then also it's like smells, so ugh. And then so I cleaned him up, and I like threw a blanket over him after I dried him. I almost feel like I was like his caregiver in a way, and I was like, this is fucking weird. Like, I shouldn't have to be dealing with this shit, but at the same time, I'm not gonna leave him there in his own shit. So then I basically was just like, I can't do this anymore. Like, this is horrible. This is after months and months of him belittling me, not helping with any sort of paying of the bills, basically using me for a place to live and calling me all kinds of names and just not contributing to the relationship at all. So I was just kind of like over it, and so I was like done with him, and I was like, you know what, I'm fucking done. The morning comes and by this time, he was sleeping in the tub, and I was just, like, letting him sleep there. He was fine. He didn't have any sort of issues. He was just sleeping. Because at that point, he was, like, responding, and I was like, are you going to stay there? He's like, yeah, I'm just going to sleep here. I'm like, okay. So then I went to bed, and then in the morning, he, like, came in my room trying to crawl into bed with me, and I was like, no, I'm done. He's like, no, please, no, please. And I was like, oh my God, whatever. So I let him have one more chance, and then that one more chance, it didn't work out, like he did it again. He did something else to where I was just like, I can't do this anymore. Like, he was just stressing me out so bad because there was multiple times where like he was just belligerently drunk, and it was just really scary. Like, one time I was driving and he tried to jump out of the car while I was driving, and I literally had to pull over, and I started crying because I was so scared. Like, I had to grab his arm and pull him back in. Like, I never been so scared in my life about anything going on from somebody else in my car. Like, I've never had to deal with this before. The last time I ever had a traumatic experience in a vehicle was when I had a freaking car accident, and he's just trying to freaking leap out onto the side of the road, and there was like a state patrol, like literally we had just passed a state patrol, and I was like, oh my God, what if that cop saw you and you were trying to jump out of the car? And I was like, are you trying to kill yourself? Are you okay? What's wrong with you? Like, I'm crying, and he's like, oh, I didn't know you cared about me like that. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I love you, and we're in a relationship, and I love you. Why would I not care if you're trying to jump out of the vehicle? And he's like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. And then that same night, he, like, I don't even know, he probably, like, called me a bitch or a whore or something. And I was, like, not even a bitch or a whore at all. I was so nice to him, cooked dinner every night, and just catered to him all the time and never expected much from him. But then it got to the point where he was just kind of, like, using me for that and, like, not wanting to contribute at all. And then when I started asking for him to contribute just some, then he started getting all, like really bad, and, like, I don't even know. It was just crazy. I've never experienced something like that. And the fact of the matter is that I still loved him for, like, probably 6 months after that. Like, it was hard. It was hard to never talk to him again. It was hard to, like, be like, oh, sorry, I don't want to talk to you, or no, we're not getting back together. No, like, I had to break up with him to better myself, because he had brought me down this, like, rabbit hole where I was literally, like, in debt, like, not doing anything productive with my life, like, not wanting to go to work and all this kind of stuff, like, where I was just, like, beating myself up because I had put myself in that position of being with somebody who didn't contribute to the relationship or anything in life. Like, he literally would just drink all night and then sleep all day. And to me, I'm like, I just can't do that. That's not how I am. I like to work, and I like to get up and do things and be happy. And at first it was okay, because, like, when you're young, you party and stuff, and it's like, okay, that's how you meet people. But, like, to do that every day and every night, like, it just was too much, and I just wasn't feeling it anymore. But I was so happy to get out of that relationship, and I'm, like, doing so much better now, and just focused on myself and not worried about anything besides what's going on in my life and my marriage now, and my just getting my future figured out with my husband, and just so much better. It's just crazy how much a healthy relationship will show you what a toxic relationship you were in before. So it really is just crazy, though. Like, I feel like we all have to go through one of those in our lives to really understand, okay, that girl wasn't trying to be in that toxic relationship. Like, who really tries to be in a toxic relationship? But she was trying to see the better in the person and trying to help them to be better. And if they didn't want to be better on their own, you can't force somebody to be better for you. So in all reality, I hope that he's doing well, and I hope that he's getting his life on track. I don't know if he is or not, because I don't keep tabs on him. But, like, if he's watching this and he knows who I'm talking about, I hope that you're doing okay, and I hope that you found value in yourself and your life. But yeah, here's my hair extensions, and I really love long hair. Thanks for watching. Bye!